The second challenge is a challenge limited to Section 83, that it should not apply in this case. Why it should not apply in this case, I am not able to understand. As I indicated, it became law on 2nd November this year. This petition was filed, to be gratuitous to one of the petitioners, on 6th November this year. So it was filed 4 days after the law had been amended. So at the time that these petitions, or both petitions, were filed, the governing law in Kenya, as regards Section 83, is the 83 as amended. In my submission, my lords, it will be incorrect for an argument to be made to a court that although I appreciate that the governing law is this law, nonetheless apply the repealed law. Can you apply a repealed law? In my submission, my lords, it is not possible for a court to apply a repealed law because by the process of repeal, the law ceases to exist. This is a point I argued quite some years back in the High Court. Allow me, my lords, to refer to a High Court decision. This is Miscellaneous 131 of 1996, National Housing Corporation against Intex. And the question in that case, my lord, arose in this way. I'll take only a minute of your time. We conducted an arbitration. During the time of the conduct of the arbitration, the regulating law was Cap 49. At the time the award was made, the law had been amended, that Cap 49 had been repealed, and the Arbitration Act 1995 was the law in place. So to set aside the interim award, I used an Arbitration Act 1995. And a challenge was immediately made that you can't. You ought to go under Cap 49. And the High Court judge, I'll read this, my lords, because it's very brief. The application to set aside the interim award was made when the Arbitration Act 1995 was in operation, as at that time, Cap 49 had been rescinded or revoked or cancelled or replaced. The onerous substratum existing as at 20th February 1996 was the Arbitration Act 1995. And the judge had no difficulty in holding the minute the previous law ceases to be the law in Kenya, the only law which can be applied is the law which is existing at the time of the dispute. So the law now existing is the Section 83 as amended. My lords, I would request and urge you to hold and find that Section 83 is constitutional, and more important, it applies to this dispute and applies to all the disputes currently in courts in Kenya.